Hello and welcome to a new episode of Stories from Bhagavatham. Today we'll be talking about Parikshit's doubt. King Parikshit had been cursed to die in just 7 days from the bite of the snake Takshaka. As he faced this tough reality, he spent those 7 days listening carefully to Maharishi Suka's teachings, which later came to be known as the Bhagavata Purana, hoping to find understanding and peace. Once, during one of the discourses, Shuka was faced with a question from King Parikshit, who wanted clarity on an observation he had made. Parikshit said, "As I've listened to your teachings, I've begun to see that all beings reflect different aspects of the same reality, which is the Brahman. When in equilibrium, the Brahman is formless and without quality or guna. On its own, it neither creates, preserves, nor destroys. But the Brahman, when conditioned by the gunas, take up different forms resulting in action. And based on the guna that influences the Brahman, we have the three murtis or forms. The first one is Brahma, representing Rajas, the quality of activity and creation. He embodies the dynamic aspect of the universe, bringing forth new life and new creations. The next is Narayana or Vishnu, representing Sattva, the quality of preservation and balance. As the preserver, he maintains order and harmony in the creation that Brahma initiates. The third is Shiva, representing Tamas, which relates to destruction and transformation. He signifies not merely an end, but the necessary dissolution of forms to allow for new creation and renewal. Now let's take Lord Narayana, who represents the Sattvic Guna. He is often seen wearing yellow silks, his body adorned with beautiful jewels, and wearing a crown embellished with precious stone. Even his divine consort, Goddess Lakshmi, is the goddess of wealth and prosperity. However, there seems to be a paradox. Despite this representation of Lord Narayana, those who walk the Sattvic path and worship him often lead lives filled with struggles and hardships. Could you help me understand why there is such a stark difference between the nature of the divine figure and the experiences of his devotees? Hearing this question, Shuka thoughtfully replied, "That is indeed a pertinent question you have raised, and I will do my best to explain it to you. Lord Narayana, despite being the sattvic form of the Brahman, exists beyond the three gunas. He is not affected by these qualities that influence our world. After the great war of Kurukshetra ended, Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava brother and your ancestor, asked Lord Krishna this very same question. Krishna explained, O Yudhishthira, when I am pleased with someone, I sometimes reward them in a way that might seem hard to understand. I take away their wealth. Attachments to worldly possessions and desires are what cause people to suffer the most. Those who truly understand this will see why I do what I do. Yet, many people still hold tightly to their material things, not realizing their temporary nature. To help someone grow, I may bless them with poverty or disappointments. When they lose their wealth, they often suffer and find that their friends and family who were there with them during the good times start turning away from them. If they try and fail to regain what they lost, they begin to feel pain and disappointment. This suffering can lead them to let go of their cravings for material things. Only then do they start to see the deeper truths of life, the way that worldly possessions can be fleeting and illusory. However, some people do not learn this lesson even if they lose their wealth. They get caught up in their desires and attachments, wrapped in the influence of their gunas. Instead of finding peace, they may quickly regain wealth and fulfill all their desires, but miss out on the true happiness that comes from understanding their nature. Shuka continued, Parikshit, it's important to know that Lord Narayana is not easily satisfied. But for those who truly realize that Narayana represents the ultimate truth, there lies the blessing of moksha, which is the eternal freedom from the cycle of birth and death. This liberation is the highest goal one can achieve, given to those who approach the divine with love and sincerity. As for why Lord Narayana is often shown wearing beautiful jewels in gold, these decorations symbolize the richness and majesty of the divine world, highlighting his important role as the protector of the universe. It's important to understand that these adornments are not meant to represent a love for the material wealth or pleasures. Just like how the qualities of the world or gunas do not influence Narayana, his devotees are also not swayed by wealth or material desires. They focus on what lies beyond the maya of material things. As Maharishi Suka concluded his discourse, Parikshit found a renewed sense of purpose within himself. He reflected on the nature of devotion and the deeper meaning of his struggles. He realized that true wealth resided not in material possessions, but in the dedication to understanding the self and the divine. His heart swelled with gratitude for the lessons learned, for each hardship he faced was now illuminated as a step towards spiritual awakening.